ruckus.
Not space, but in fact, a world similar to our own.
Yeah.
Except, more... No, I'm not going to make that comparison.
Except it's good. So, there was the thing on the TV screen, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
someone saw something that
Yeah,
looked like
it was
something.
power
This was
armor.
IB,
We just don't
yeah.
know what kind.
I'm gonna go stand behind and just shout enhance
Yeah.
and assume it does things.
Okay. I mean, it zooms in, obviously, and it's still just really pixely.
No, it's even worse.
No!
It's just this unrecognizable blob of color.
I can't believe.
Maybe Merrick can make it better.
That's
But-
not how image manipulation
Yeah.
works, Captain.
But to recap, so Icarus, while going through the footage, has found what we think is possibly some type of space marine.
Or just
I mean,
someone.
Well,
it's-
it could
it's
be.
something
It's
in
someone
power.
in red power armor.
Someone in red power
That's-
armor.
That's all we know.
How old is this footage?
This was reasonably recent.
What
But
do we
Within,
do we know
within,
what
within
area
the
it was
past
taken?
year or two.
Yeah,
It was in Kremark.
but we're running with the assumption that one of these countries, the country that's now winning, has either found, discovered, or been given certain tech that the other army doesn't have, and are now using power armor to win the war,
Yeah.
Power armor and las guns. Sounds like, yeah.
which they shouldn't have because.
Hey, there he is.
Oh, there
Hey.
it is.
But yeah, so.
Finnegroth runs onto the deck. I'm here.
I made it to roll call.
Am I aware
Is
of
it,
who would be using red power armor if it was, say, a space marine or a chaos space marine? Could I, like,
that
roll?
would be a roll, yeah.
If I was told to do it really good,
Yeah,
can I
roll
can I,
it
can I
really
be told
go.
to think real good, or is that not a thing?
You have
can tell
total
you to think,
recall,
dude.
don't you?
I don't think I do.
you have
Oh.
something.
I thought someone had total recall.
I have it.
he's got infused knowledge now, though.
Yeah.
So let's do that then.
Yeah, Imperium could work.
Well, it's actually the what are they called? The Astartes? What are
Yeah.
they called?
Starts.
Yeah, that's the one I'm rolling, but I'm just rolling it as that
Oh.
because that's the one for all of them.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a specific common lore Astartes.
There is.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I mean, you know of a few different Space Marine chapters that use red power armor. I mean, Blood Angels is probably the most common that you can think of. I mean, there's a few others. And as far as, like, Chaos Space Marine, I don't think that would fall under... Well, it might fall under...
Because they used to be
Same
normal
common
ones,
lore.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that would fall under the same lore. So, yeah, I mean, there's Chaos Space Marine chapters that also use, members of the Traitor Legions that also have red armor, like the World Eaters would. So, yeah, I mean, it could be either. Who knows?
They're all the same anyway. He says heretically.
Mm. Well, he says, like, xenostically.
They're all the same anyway. Is her name Kalita?
What was that?
The president lady? Is her name Kalita?
Kalita, yeah.
Yeah, alright. I'll be like, Lady Kalita, do you got any more of this stuff that's better quality so we can look at it?
I mean, they have more footage you can go over, yeah.
I need more. I want a better picture of that.
God, sorry, my computer's freezing up because of Flash Player. There we go. That's better. Okay. So she gave you a bunch of footage previously, and you've right now IB's been going over it and searching through.
Half-heartedly.
Yeah, pretty half-heartedly as of
I remember
last time,
correctly.
anyway. Yep. So, I mean, you can continue going over that, but I mean, they've given you access to pretty much everything they have already.
Okay. Let's go talk to. Let's. Quick refresher. The two countries at war. What are they called?
2 countries at war were Engel and Kremark.
And Kremark is
Kremark
the
are
one
the
with
bad
tech.
ones.
Yeah. Kremark is the ones that
They
have
were-
Well,
They were
Bad,
the
it has-
underdogs, and
it's
now
all
they're the
about you.
overdogs.
more modern technology. That's correct.
They
Yeah.
they have the tech. That's who knows if they're actually bad though.
And you are in a smaller neutral country called
Yeah.
Melpons.
I'm pretty sure they said that they were being much more brutal.
Nah,
Now
They're
Well,
being more
they will.
aggressive,
You
but
lose it.
also they've got laser guns and power
Yeah.
armor now, so they can afford to be aggressive
Yeah,
and
like
actually win this war.
they could be more aggressive because chaos, or they could be more aggressive because now they can win. So
Can we also go? What are the outside of this planet? What are the implications of this? The fact that they're using Imperium technology in some form.
If it's just that they found some in a crate, not very. Like oh, or guns or whatever. If there's actually like an STC involved, that is like you could buy a planet with the amount of money we would get for finding an STC and turning it over to the Imperium. Like a good planet too. Not
So we
the
need to
crappy
tell
planet
Kevin
on
to mute his mic
Yeah,
when
Kevin,
he's
can you mute that, please?
Yeah.
maybe making coffee, or I'm thinking he's like taping together a big like map of the universe or something.
I think he's murdering someone.
Let's
It could be, yeah. He's
duct
strangling someone.
taping someone to a wall, possibly.
Yeah, I had to uninstall my old microphone because it was making my game crash. So I'm using the desktop mic. So I have to remember to mute it more.
Ah.
Fine.
Okay.
Right. So the issue we have, basically from our perspective, is that if they've found something that actually produces this stuff, it's worth billions. If they
Billions it is worth more money than you could actually imagine.
and if it's not that, if it's just a cache, it's like meh. And the third scenario that we're kind of worried about is that if there might be some chaos, which
Huh?
is a problem.
yeah,
How
then
much money
it's
could I
yeah.
imagine?
not
It's an
enough.
important
No,
question.
you can't imagine. That's the point.
But how much can I imagine so I know how much more it is?
A whole
Well,
lot.
Well, you'd have to roll for that,
Yeah.
surely.
Yeah.
What do I have to roll to know how much I can imagine?
That
Willpower.
would be intelligence. Or willpower.
Well,
Willpower.
I think there are two different types of numbers. Either one is how much he can imagine, like, that his brain can handle. The other one is a calculation of how much money there is in the universe, which would be intelligence, I would assume.
If it was wisdom, I think I might agree, but willpower, I don't think.
Yeah, it's
I think
not
in this
wisdom. I'm going to go
system,
with
intelligence
intelligence for this. Yeah, I think
Just
that's the most
straight
fitting.
up intelligence.
All right, so you can imagine 4 degrees of success worth of
No,
money.
No,
Zero
no,
degrees
no.
of success.
He
Zero
can
degrees of
imagine
Oh.
4 money.
How much he could stuff in his pockets, basically.
So
Yeah.
the like your like calculus array on the ship only has a certain number of digits on it, and you can't imagine any more money than
That's
that.
that's as many as you can imagine.
Nice.
This number big.
Bigger than this. I'm gonna need a
That's-
new machine.
Yeah, that's crazy talk.
That's
That's
heresy.
the good. That's the
making a
thing.
new
You can have
machine.
so much money, you could get 2 calculus arrays, and then you have double the digits. I can count on my fingers and my toes and my megadendrites.
I guess we should organize a meeting
Actually, I
with
don't
Engel
have toes anymore.
and go talk to them.
Definitely talk to them.
Because I bet they've got.
They've got better footage, probably.
Yeah, like they could have more
They know what
info.
they're
on
up
it.
against.
Yeah, but also we could just go to the other place whose name I still don't remember.
Might be
Kremark.
full of chaos. Yeah, that
Kremark.
sounds like a great
I was
plan.
gonna
Yeah,
say
we should-
Bismarck.
Yeah, we should definitely go there without maximum preparation.
Yeah, because going up
In-
against someone that has access to power armor seems like a great idea, just to drop by.
I'm
So
not
let's-
saying we.
Let's go to Engel?
Can we
Angle.
ask if there's any way to
Angle.
contact Angle?
Yeah, does she have like a
rather
direct
than
phone line?
going there and like
Yeah.
maybe getting, you know,
Does she have like
Yeah,
a phone
they have
line?
they have telephones. Yeah.
can
What's a telephone?
Well,
It's like a
kind of
vox
like a
caster,
primitive
but
vox.
it's based. Yeah, it's based on.
They have them in
physical
the lower
signals.
decks when they talk to.
They're all connected by wires. It's
Yeah.
very
Yeah, you know when you yell into the big brass tube that goes down to the engine room? It's like that.
So
Well-
yeah, they can call Engel for you.
Good. Let's
But this is going to be a collect call, right? Because we don't want to pay.
well, let's call them up.
Okay. What do you want to say to them? The leader of Engel is his name is Thomas Cage.
Well, Mr. Cage. No, well, I guess.
President
Cage?
s-
King Cage?
He's
King
not
Cage?
president. He would be king. He would be a king.
King.
King Cage.
Okay, well, King Cage. As so, we've noticed that
You might want to
you're-
introduce yourself, sir.
I mean, I'm sure he knows who I am. It seems like the other part that your country's at war with has access to some technology that probably isn't theirs, and we are here to investigate. So maybe we should meet.
Okay. So we'll assume you've gone through the formalities of introduction and everything
Yeah.
like that, and President Kalida has vouched for you and says that you're, space people and whatnot. So if you'd like to set up a meeting with, Cage in Engel, they're willing to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go meet Cage in Engel.
Okay. You
Use our
get
spaceship.
Yeah, you take your shuttle and you fly not terribly far across this world, but a good distance. You're crossing the country and then into their country to their capital city, which is known as Saint Arundel.
is there an in-flight movie?
Well, I mean, that's up to you. It's your shuttle.
I want there to be one.
Well, you're the Seneschal. You should make sure that there is one.
Okay, I made sure there is one.
Okay,
It's just some Imperium propaganda,
probably is.
because that's the only entertainment anybody has.
All right, so you land in Saint Arundel. Your landing sort of draws a little bit of a crowd of people, but they have, sort of military police style people there to meet you and escort you into the Capitol building. You're there with Thomas Cage and some other members of his family, as well as a few other diplomats and advisors that he's got there. You're very strange to them, so they're a little bit
Yeah.
wary.
Well, I mean, of course they should be. So, but I'm very charming for the most part. But more importantly, the reason we're here is because clearly something has happened in Kreemark. And we're trying to figure out what actually happened. Partly because the tech they've been using that we've seen in specifically this clip is Imperium tech, meaning it has a technology level that we're, as spacefarers, are used to, and it's not something we'd expect to see on this planet, which has a lower technology level. Everyone good so far? Everything's clear?
Yep, they're following
Clear.
you.
Yeah. Good. So,
Well, we've got people in power armor with us.
yeah.
You do.
So what we're trying to figure out is basically what's happened, because there are a few different things that could have happened. Someone, not my company, could have given them power armor, which would be a bit odd, but fine. Another reason could be that they actually found the technology somewhere. I'm not sure you're aware that this is an old Imperium world going back several thousand years at least.
It's probably 10 to
Yeah.
20,000
Yeah.
years old.
Yeah. Which is probably one of the reasons why you actually understand me, even though I'm not from this planet. So we want to make sure that everything's going well, that no one's cheating, basically. And at Clans, it seems like that's happening. So we're trying to fix that. So would you happen to have any more information on Kreemark and their sudden, power grab, as it were? Do you have any more images like this one? Do you have any more information on what their technology is? Maybe you managed to capture some of it on the battlefield? If so, we'd love to see it.
Show us your military intelligence.
Wait, let me
Yeah, a bunch of guys show up and ask for all the military. I'm sure they're just going to be like, yeah, here it is.
Of course they are.
If they want to get weird, I can get weirder.
There we go, charm test. That's what I was looking for. All right. Yeah. All right. They like you a lot.
Of course
This
they
cool spaceman wants to help
I'm
us
a
win the
fucking
war.
space savior.
7 people have walked in and they've said they're from space. Sure.
But I mean, you do have a spaceship that you can show
Yeah.
people like pretty directly, and you've already done that. So yeah, they'll take you. Basically, they'll show you the war room and all the information that they have already. From what they understand, in the past few years, Kreemark actually had come under, at least for their military, new leadership. They put up a bit of a slideshow showing you the 3 that they've identified as the current military leaders of Kreemark. They show a person in power armor, bright red power armor. They don't have an incredibly clear picture of it.
Yeah.
But, they explained that he's an incredibly deadly combatant. He's been absolutely destroying their forces anytime he shows up on the battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
They change to another person who, to you, is very clearly some sort of tech priest. He's got all sorts of robotic, cybernetic parts attached to him. They explain that they think that this person is behind most of the technology that Kreemark has currently been fielding, and everything that's been upgraded for them. And they show you one more, a hooded figure in armor, and they tell you that they think this person is the brains of this operation. He seems to have some sort of strange power over the enemy troops when he's around.
So he's a psyker.
They don't know what that
Sounds
is.
like
No, but I mean, does it sound like a
that's
psyker
what it
to us?
That's what it sounds like they're saying. Yeah.
Interesting.
So maybe that's where the explorators wound up. Because how else will they get a tech
So
priest?
I want to see if there are any identifying markings on the robes, or if he's wearing any symbology of the tech priest, because there are, like, if you're from a specific Forge world, for instance, you have certain iconography, stuff like that.
Yeah, looking at this, you're pretty sure this is Dark Mechanicus here. I mean, he's pretty clearly a
good.
heretic to you.
What does that mean?
That means chaos, Captain.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, the Dark Mechanicus are the traitorous half of the Mechanicus that split off during the heresy. This is now officially serious business.
Do we just go up into orbit and start bombarding the country, or what?
I mean, the problem is that we kind of, now that it actually is heresy, because we went here, we kind of have to deal with this now. Otherwise, it looks like we flew over there, looked at things, and hey, there's heresy on the planet.
Yeah.
That's not a good look for me.
Well, I think they probably already think you are a heretic.
Yeah, but there's
Well,
a
yeah.
difference between them thinking it and them actually being like, look,
Prove-
he went to
able to
this
prove it,
place and
yeah.
fucked it up.
I'm visibly sighing and pinching the bridge of my nose. We could call the Inquisition for backup.
Yeah.
I mean, the Ordos Hereticus. This is sort of what they do.
I mean, we should.
Well, they
Yep.
just burn the entire planet.
Depends on how
maybe.
bad it is.
And if they do, what's it to us?
Well, hang on. So the order that's annoyed with me,
Is Order Xenos.
so it's not the
Yes.
same order.
No.
Nope.
That's good.
Like, if we could get them on our side, then... Because they all hate each other anyway. Like, even individuals within the orders all hate each other. Like, if we could get one group on our side, then they could go, no, he's a cool guy. So when the Xenos the guy's like, oh, he's got to stay there. He's a bad dude. Don't let him out. And
Yeah.
then the other guys would be like, actually, he's fine. Let him out. Don't worry
So-
about it.
And
So
to be fair, like they are going to know of you because consorting with Xenos is heresy. So they're going to have a file on you. But it has been the Order of Xenos that has been more troublesome for us at the moment.
So then the question is, what's the best way to help them out? Is it to solve the problem, or just go, hey, look, here's the problem?
That's something we would probably have to ask them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if we send them a message.
Okay. Holt, how about you?
So let's see. So that's probably going to be sending a message to Footfall.
Could their
For them
psycho
to send on.
intercept this psychic message?
Definitely.
Is there any way
Uh,
to prevent that?
Not like any way that's
Not really.
good. Like we could leave and go really far away and then do it, and he might not get it. But
But then he probably already knows that the explorators sent a message, right? They
yeah,
picked that
like
up too.
we already tried to like contact this planet
Yeah, we did. That's
psychically,
true.
and then also we took over their transmissions.
And
So
he
they should
didn't
have
fucking
some idea.
respond.
Yeah, because he's a shifty
Fuck him.
fucker.
I'm also almost certain that they know we have ships in orbit. That's
Yeah.
I mean, like they're gonna have the technology to understand that. It is weird that they don't have a void ship of their own. But
Are they going
then-
to have the technology to shoot our ship from the planet?
That
Probably-
would be crazy technology.
That would take a lot of resources. I don't think our ships are necessarily in danger, but can't rule it out.
Our shuttle certainly is.
How did they get
Sure,
here in
yes,
the first
shuttle.
place? If
That's
they don't
what
have
we
a ship.
know.
We
Well,
don't
they could
know.
either be
Maybe-
dropped off,
Yeah, maybe they got dropped here. Maybe they teleported here with stupid wizard spells or whatever they...
or
do.
the fact that this
Yeah,
planet is
that-
forgotten. Maybe there was an uprising. Everything got burnt to a crisp except these three idiots who got put in.
Cryo storage.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and then they've busted out the power
I am
fail.
also not especially well versed in heretic Cynicians, but Holt may know if there's some sort like that. Can they teleport? Can Chaos do that?
I do have Forbidden Lore Heresy, so I would, out of anybody, have the best chance of knowing.
That's why I'm asking you. Do you know if they can like open a portal? I don't know.
I don't
4
know.
degrees of success. Well, yes, it's possible. It takes a lot of energy and stuff to do it if you're going to do it a long distance. Like, you know, between planets or even between systems is massive amounts of energy. So you would need a lot of psychers working together or some sort of demonic intervention. And if that had happened, it would be very, very
Bad.
obvious. You know, I mean, like this is something that, you know, you'd feel in like by being in the vicinity, you would know that this has happened.
Well, if they did it before we got here, would there be like after effects?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it depends
The
how long ago it
the
happened.
echoes of this would still be here,
Okay.
even if it was a few years ago. You know, this is
So they
basically opening up a
probably-
bit of a warp storm here on the planet. Holt would feel it.
So either
Alright.
like they were discovered in a chamber somewhere, or like they were dropped off. because we
I
could
feel
not
like
detect it,
discovered
or
in
their
the
ship
chamber-
is just.
Yeah.
Go on.
Go on. I was going to say, discovered in a chamber seems the most likely at the moment. Because it
Well,
kind
it's
of
not
explains...
unlike dropped off, but it is weird that their ship isn't here,
It
or we
it
just
seems
can't detect it.
It seems weird, though, to have 3 people... 3 heretics just get dropped on an unknown, low-tech planet to take it over.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Like, it
these are
doesn't-
also just the 3 we know of. Who knows how much support they have?
All you need is 3. Have you
Alright,
seen
so I'm
these
gonna-
people?
I'm going to send a message to the Silkworm in orbit, and they can send the message on to the Ordo Hereticus, asking them for their knowledge and information on what we should do in this situation that we find ourselves in.
Okay.
Does that seem good
I'm
to
also
everybody?
I'm also
Yeah.
gonna have you relay a message to the Adeptus Mechanicus that we found a Dark Mechanicus here.
Okay. Alright. So, it was sent to the Silkworm.
Okay.
Then, I'll actually roll something for one of the astropaths on the ship. So let's see. So they'd probably have like 2 PR. Let's find one of them.
Cooper.
So they have 2 PR. They're sending it a sector away, so that's minus 30. They have 30 willpower, and then plus 10, so that's a plus 60. So they have to roll under a 60 to send the message. Okay. Get sent off.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Now, please entertain yourself while I go refill my tea.
I would like to talk to the king in private, and by private I mean he can have as many people there as he wants, but none of these jokers who I came with.
I don't
Okay.
think you're going to be left alone with the king.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna allow that.
No,
Yeah.
Oh,
not happening.
fine, I'll just go over to him then.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk really quiet. I'm like, Mr. King.
Are we?
Uh,
I don't think we're still recording here.
I think we're
Yeah,
recording. Yeah,
I
keep
think we're
going.
recording.
Are
Yeah, I
we?
think so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, Mr. King, these guys are a bunch of clowns, but the cream mark guys are way worse. And we might have to do some things to your planet that you might not like, such as completely annihilate their entire country and any country they hold, and maybe even the entire continent.
I mean, if that could be avoided at all costs, you know, that would be preferable. We don't want to destroy the actual land of the entire country.
I think we're all in agreement here that we want to save as much as possible. Would they happen to have? Could they send all the footage or information they have from this? They have of this power armor fellow to Vendigrot? Because
When the 2 in power armor?
no,
Yeah,
Just
one
one
had a
Psyker
hood.
and the leader.
Yeah.
yeah, well,
Yeah, the hooded guy.
yeah, I don't care about the Psyker as much, but I would like Vendigrot to see if there's enough information to actually look and see how good this guy is.
The one you
Well,
think is a psyker was not in power armor. He was
Yeah.
in like
just
Terraforming
okay.
armor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
said
one
power.
guy in power armor, right?
Yeah.
The power armor guy.
Of
Yeah.
the 3.
Yeah. Because
Although,
as-
depending on the level of modification, the Heretic might as well be in power armor.
yeah, but I feel like it's important. I want to know if they're actually if they're really competent and scary opponents, or if they're just up against low tech people and they have an advantage for that reason.
Yeah. Are they actually good, or are they just carried by their good gear?
Exactly.
Okay. Vendigroth, you have what knowledge, some sort of war thing or something like that, maybe?
Oh no, Kevin's gone missing.
Well, I've got kind of war.
I bet you he's typing.
Nope, I
taping
forgot to unmute it.
taping someone to the wall again.
I've got
You've-
common war as well, so I could assist.
Yeah,
you
he's got
like,
common
oh,
law
yeah.
war and he's got common
Tactics,
scholastic
yeah.
lore. Yeah. Whichever one's better for you, you can go ahead and roll.
Do it real good.
And I'll
So
assist
plus
with
10.
war if you do that. I'll be like, oh yeah, I remember those guys.
I don't think I
plus
can
20.
assist with infused.
No, not unless you've got it
No.
trained.
No, you have to have it trained to assist.
Hey.
1 degree of success. Well, all right. So you start looking over some of the footage you have. A lot of this is a bit clearer than what the other country had, but you still don't have a perfect look at him. You know, a lot of it's aerial footage or clipped together stuff from a few different angles on the ground of different parts of battles. But I mean, it's pretty much what you would expect from a space marine. He's ridiculously overpowered compared to the Angle troops. He just cuts through them like butter. As far as weaponry, he's definitely
is that
got
melted butter or like frozen butter?
Whatever sort of butter he wants.
Both at one.
both. You're guessing he's got a melee weapon of some sort. You can see from the footage. You're guessing it's probably a chainsword, and his regular weapon of choice seems to be a heavy bolter. Pretty standard Space Marine stuff.
Like a heavy bolter or
Oh,
a
it's
machine gun?
a
A heavy bolter?
the heavy bolter.
He's just very
Okay.
one-handed, I assume.
Because that's not good.
So,
Well, I mean,
I'd advise not fighting him.
That may
if
not be an
possible.
issue.
unfortunately, I got a message back from the Inquisition, and they told us
Oh,
that it's
excellent.
our duty as a rogue trader company to deal with it.
Good.
So we're
Captain,
here alone,
I
and we
also
just
have-
told the Inquisition that we found them, so we can't
Yep.
afford to not do anything.
Nope.
Sounds like a cool test where they want to see how we deal with it, and then they'll be our friends based on how good we do it. 100%.
That's definitely happening.
Definitely not a shit
exactly
trick.
what they're thinking.
Definitely not a shit trick to get you guys all murdered.
Captain, not to be the bearer of bad news and make this a little more complicated, but I just got a message from Simon. You're familiar with Simon Johansson. He was your would-be traitor.
Yeah.
One of my Mechanicus adepts, and the engine reactor has been acting somewhat strangely. So he's been running some diagnostic tests, and someone is contacting us through it, I guess is how you could explain it. It has been power has been rerouted in such a way that the radiation signature is spelling out words in exploratory binary. And the message he has transcribed from it is that the Skitarii are coming. Are you familiar with the Skitarii?
No.
The Skitarii is the military branch of the Adeptus Mechanicus, and they are short of Space Marine. Okay, let me describe them as murder servitors, but not brainless robots.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not good.
So that's hopefully not coming for us because that would be bad.
Yeah, I don't see how's this supposed to... You make it sound like this is bad news. Surely this is good news. Doesn't that mean
they could
we
help
have
us.
backup?
We did, maybe sell some Xenotech to some Adeptus Mechanicus, who was then shortly thereafter raided by the Inquisition.
We
They may or
didn't
may not
sell
be
it.
happy about that.
We generously donated it.
Yeah, we traded.
In exchange for a warp drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
So?
they can't have a ship that doesn't work.
What's the issue with that?
They may think we were part of some kind of sting operation, maybe. I don't know.
Why would they think that? That makes no fucking sense. Especially
Why would it
considering
make-
all the fucking harassment I get from the fucking Xeno branch of the Inquisition. Like, if
Listen,
they actually think that, then they are so off the mark that it's offensive.
to be fair, have you seen Marek?
Well, yeah, but I mean, he knows that that's not the case. So I don't like. Besides, if you make a let's break this down into things. If we make a deal, which we did, and at the point, I'm sure we all agree that what we wanted was to get rid of the drive and be operational again. At that point, there hadn't been like an Inquisition snooping around going like, hey, you wouldn't happen to have some Necron technology here. That happened later. Now,
we did it all in good faith,
exactly.
giving them stuff they wanted because they like to look at
It
weird
could
stuff.
be something. Captain, it could be something as simple as someone who's jealous of the progress I've made on the quest. I won't say that the Adeptus
rule
Mechanicus
anything
is
out.
above basic human emotions like jealousy. Not
Yeah.
all of us are
No, but you
so
never
clear-minded and level-headed.
you
as
never
I am.
let that affect trade deals.
I
That's
just nodded
silly.
slowly, like, yeah, jealous of Marek. Mhm.
Like it's
Well,
why
I'm
can't
saying it
people
doesn't
just
have.
like act like decent human beings for once?
Yeah.
I'm
I've
just gonna
never met
shrug.
one. Never
Like-
met one yet, so
Like the universe is a dark, horrible place where no one should actually be, and if we can spread some light, that's fine. However, at some point, as a rogue trader with a renowned warrant, I don't expect that I'm supposed to be the nicest guy around. But apparently, everywhere I fucking look, that's what's happening.
hey Marek, could they have found out that you're a brain boy
That's a good question.
and they could really hate you, want to murder you real bad, or capture you and
Oh,
study
sure,
you,
absolutely.
weaponize you?
Wait,
Yep.
Samaric, are you suggesting then that we have to fix this before they actually arrive? So that you're not brainerized?
All I'm
can't
suggesting
really be
is
fixed.
that we should.
No,
We
no,
should
I'm
be-
saying if we fix this before they arrive, we can leave.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yes. That is something to take into account.
Well, I
I-
mean, it's... I don't know what's wrong with you, so...
It doesn't even have to be me. All I'm saying is that we've pissed someone in the Mechanicus off. And
Yeah, but
done
we
something.
haven't, though. So I don't know why you're bringing it up.
Well, they have to be
Because
coming
as
for
far
a
as
don't
we're
want to
concerned-
mess with this
They-
Skitarii.
Maybe they're coming here because they already know this.
That's possible.
idiots
but
here.
I also am a little curious who is sending me this message. Because anyone on my staff would just tell me. They wouldn't go through this super elaborate roundabout way of
Is it the-
reconfiguring the engine to spell out words.
Is it the ship spirit?
That would be unorthodox. I suppose it's possible, but how would the machine spirit of the ship know the Skitarii were coming?
Because he's
Really?
fucking stupid.
It's got other machine spirit friends? I don't know. I don't know how they work. I just know they work.
The other option is that it's them. Like, they're sending a message going, yo, we're coming, hold up, we're going to help you. But it also could be, we're coming, poop your pants.
Yeah, but I don't see... There's no reason for me to poop my pants.
Yeah, but they're all stupid idiots anyway.
Yeah, but I don't see how that's related to either of those other things.
But they're...
All I'm
they're-
saying is that both of our ships should be kept on high alert and ready to remove us at a moment's notice.
Are you...
If
Okay. Do we know when they're coming?
No, the message only says Skitarii are coming.
Okay, sweet.
So
Okay.
sometime between now and like 10 years from now.
I'm having
So-
having Simon monitor it in case it says anything else.
Okay.
I figured I would
So-
just bring up that maybe
Yeah.
more things are happening.
In the meantime, do we have any intel on where the Deadly 3 might actually be at this very moment?
Well, if they're not at the front of one of the battles, they would probably be in the capital city.
Okay. Do we have any ongoing battles right this second?
They look at the war room map. There's a few minor conflicts, but there's mostly just a bunch of lines being held at the moment.
Yeah.
They're not.
And
A
there's
lot of active-
nowhere along those lines that you're losing men badly?
Not at the moment.
Okay, so they're probably not out fighting then.
Can I do a common law war to look at the map and go, this is where it's weakest, this is probably where they're going to strike next, if they're gonna?
Yeah, of course.
Smart.
Why are you being nice?
I'm not being nice, so I know where they're going to be.
He's on a planet that's at war, I think he's pretty happy right now.
He has to be closer to the front to be happy.
Well, I mean...
Okay.
Success.
1 degree of success. You see a city that is, according to their maps, they recently took it over again. Like Engel recently took it over, and the defenses that they have left there as they moved on are reasonably weak. But it's a pretty good point as far as holding for supply lines and moving troops around and stuff like that. So if you had to guess, this is the next place that's going to be hit.
Yeah, I tell them. I say that.
We could also use some bait, Captain.
What do you suggest?
Well, I know for certain if any video evidence, for example, of me was to be transmitted, that my Dark Mechanicus, I won't say comrade, counterpart, will be very interested in seeing why I'm here. Equally as interested as I am why he is here.
Okay, so what?
So the king starts talking about moving troops around to begin defending this city and the logistics of all of it. And his son steps up and starts arguing with him that he doesn't think that this is the next place that'll be hit, and he's making a terrible mistake, and that they need to increase security here in the capital, St. Arundel, here in Engel.
I asked the boy, where do you think they're going to attack then next?
He tells you that he thinks that they're going to try something underhanded here in the capital. He believes that they're going to try to steal their documents declaring Engel's secession and sort of go for a political angle here and try to say that, we're one country anyway, and that try to gain this by law for the common people instead of fighting.
What makes you think that? And also, why would they do that when they can crush you?
It sounds like a plan. It sounds like something I would do.
That's a plan that someone who can't totally annihilate you off the face of the planet with their superior technology would do.
He thinks that this is what they're going to do, and he thinks that the war is just a distraction.
Anadar, the point of that would be, of course, to maintain material and the goodwill of the populace.
You don't need their goodwill if they're dead.
Destroy something, you can't use it yourself.
Yeah, but
Just
do
make
they
more.
actually do the heretics actually care about that?
It depends.
More
Once
chaos
again, Holt
worshippers is always
is
good.
our
They're never going to turn down more people they could corrupt.
More worshippers is good, but also just sacrifice them all as you go.
Well, I'm thinking it's easier to corrupt people on the battlefield, but
again, Holt is our local expert on heresy, but my understanding is that there are quite a few different factions of chaos, and some of them are more underhanded and insidious than others.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Holt, what's your opinion?
Yeah, I think that in terms of chaos, if it's not one of the factions that loves to fight, it's going to be the one that just loves to sit around and corrupt everybody without them being entirely aware of it. It's really hard to disguise a war, but it's pretty easy to disguise people worshipping chaos.
Well, okay, but so how long? When was the last time anyone saw the person in power armor on the battlefield?
Just under a month ago.
But they've had more skirmishes since then, right?
Yeah, a few other
Yeah.
skirmishes.
Is that characteristic of his appearances? Like he shows up somewhere, annihilates, and then a month later he'll show up somewhere else, or?
Yes, that's common for him.
Because it seems like if they were a branch of chaos that wanted only war, wouldn't he be fighting more?
Yes, these are oddly surgical strikes. This isn't some like.
He might just be going where it's
bloodlust.
best.
Can we just have a look and see where those places have been in like the
Yeah,
last
like-
year, and
like-
see if we can get some intel based on where he
Let's
actually
take out
struck?
the push pins and the yarn.
Yeah.
Are there any
Map.
like? Do they have anything in common between the places? Like big generals with lots of experience are there. Wants to have a good time, prove himself.
So, looking at the map of the battles, they have been larger engagements. Generally, ones with a large number of ground troops. Not he seems to stay away from where they have, their tanks, and if there's an aerial battle or anything like that, he's not involved. But apart from that, it doesn't seem like there's specific strategic significance to any of the targets where he's been in battle. Obviously larger battles with ground troops are
So
at special places, but no
So it's
common pattern here.
Is it then possible that whoever's in the power armor is basically just showing up to show up and show that they're there and slaughter a bunch of people and then leave?
It's possible.
Because if you go for where there's air support or where there are tanks, you might get unlucky and actually get hit and take some damage. But if it's just ground troops, then you can laugh that off if you're in power armor. So it's more
More
of
or
a
less, yes.
look how cool I am, you guys can't do shit kind of thing.
That sort of psychological moral warfare is not typical of the Berserker.
Well, the thing is, we're still not 100% sure that this is... it could just be 3 people that found the stuff and put it on and whoa, look how cool I am.
No, the
Okay.
heretic very specifically has implants that it's
Oh,
not
right,
something
yeah.
that you
Oh,
can
and
just
he's...
pick up. Yes. Now, obviously, just because there's a heretic doesn't mean that the other 2 are chaos tainted, but it's
It
pretty
also doesn't
likely.
mean that there are actually 3 of them. It could just be 2. Or 1. That's doing everything. I guess
We've
they'd be
seen
2.
pictures of the 3 of them.
Yeah, but anyone can be in power
Together.
armor.
Yeah, anyone can be in power armor, and if he's
But we've
Like-
seen a picture of all 3 of them at once, haven't we?
Yeah, but I'm saying you can have anyone in power armor.
yeah, like
Yeah,
if,
it could just be a regular man.
yeah, it could be a regular he could just have done
Sure,
that.
but whether they're regular or not, they're still very capable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Psyker would have to come from
Okay.
Offworld as well. So I'm thinking
what's-
it's 3 people from
Yeah.
Offworld.
So what's our own weapon status? What do we have that can actually deal with them if we were to come to that?
The shotgun.
All of our weapons are able to deal with power armor, although the melted weapons, such as
gonna
Icarus's,
Inferno
what you
pistol.
call it, Inferno pistol, are going to be the best.
And how do we deal with a Psycho and a Tech Priest? What are they going to do?
Kill us all.
The Psyker
Well,
more than likely.
Hopefully, Holt can do something to deal with the Psyker, and
It depends
I
on
will
how
attempt
powerful
to.
the Psyker is.
Yes, and likewise, I will do what I can to counter anything tech-wise that the heretic may do, but it's a matter of skill and sometimes other variables.
Okay then.
So the Sun thinks subterfuge is going to happen.
Yeah.
And there does seem to be more than just brainless, bloodthirsty berserkerism going on in terms of where the man at power armor is showing up, so that does lend credence to that theory.
Holt.
Sure.
Can you look into a thing for me?
Sure.
Hang on.
Gonna mind
Well,
read the
actually,
boy.
well, yeah. Can you look into the prince?
How so? Do you want to know if he's corrupted or just
What do you know he's
what are you
like?
trying to gain?
Well, let's see if he's corrupted. I want to see if he's telling the truth.
If that's what he honestly believes, or if he's...
Yeah. But actually looking to see if anyone's corrupted is probably a good thing.
If you want to know if he's telling the truth, could just scrutiny him.
I could. You're right. Let's do that. Let's see if I actually believe he's not lying. Believe he's lying or not.
But what if the Psycho implanted the idea of subterfuge in him, but he's not really going to do
that's
anything?
why
I believe
you
it.
have hope.
And it's a double bluff.
I fucking hate the double bluffs.
I wonder if I
Because it's
believe
like he's a good guy.
Well,
Wow.
I like
well.
to say that I know how to read people.
John thinks that he is being sincere.
Okay.
Yeah, I can still look into him to see if he's corrupted and then get an idea of his mental state.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he's fine, but it might actually be a good idea to see if anyone else around here is corrupted or has the taint of chaos on them.
Is the
Okay. Well, I'll start aura reading people, which will let me determine how corrupted they are.
is the Sun the only one who
Just stay away from Merrick.
is concerned about the subterfuge thing?
He seems to be.
Is everybody else here an idiot?
But in other good news for King Cage, since I've had some communication off-world, I will help him solve this problem.
Okay, Holt, you are seeing if anyone around is corrupted.
Yeah. Just getting some sort of idea of how many corruption points they have and also their mental state. So if they're like exhausted or just
A
they
lot
just
of
want the
them,
war to end.
a lot of them seem to be pretty tired of the battle. Two of the generals here seem to be, kind of into it, but still a bit tired of how long it's gone on. Everyone's corruption here is, less than 10.
Okay. So they're relatively normal.
What book were the renegade psyker powers in again? Specifically, remember?
I
Starts
do
with
not.
But
I'll find it while we talk.
While Merrick goes looking at his rule books, I think the rest of us can say goodbye to YouTube.
Bye,
Bye,
YouTube.
YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
Hi, YouTube.